a live stream?
Yeah, I don't know. The GoPro just wasn't working. I was trying to use it. It was giving me issues once I went live.
Oh man, look at this. We're live on YouTube, but
Yep, there we go.
Facebook we're not.
I'm fine with just YouTube. Just as long as
Okay.
we're live
That's
there.
so weird.
It is.
Yeah, because all the other ones are blacked out. Like I can't even click on them. Oh, they're having issues.
No, we're up here.
Okay.
Shout out, guys. We're having issues with getting up on, so it took us a minute. But we're live now. JR is going to do his little normal intro in about 1, 2. JR.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is your host, J.R. Michael and The BeatGuy, featuring the voice in the back of the room. How's everybody doing tonight? Go ahead, voice. We didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm doing well. Today's a day.
Yeah, you are correct. I'm having a technical day.
Technically, you are having a day.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Tell me about it. Yo, first of all, I already know how it ends, so keep it going.
That's kind of scary now, since you already know. But yeah, it started waking up this morning. I'm
glad you woke up this morning.
Yeah, thank you. I started spilling.
I hear the music in the background.
Yeah, I silent my phone. I started spilling coffee, and the next thing you know, I was spilling medicine, and I said, "Oh man, I'm having one of those off days," and and then I'm sitting there like, okay, I got to go to my daughter's piano concert, so I went, and my mother-in-law was there, ex-mother-in-law, I should say, and that didn't go too well. I'll leave that for another discussion. My daughter played beautifully. She did really well. My other daughter was there, so I had a good time. I talked to the fathers, but I didn't put gas in my car too. I had that issue.
Damn.
I feel like I'm rambling on here.
Yo, keep going. List how terrible your life is today.
Well, you know, when your day starts by spilling coffee, it's gonna be a day.
Yeah, that shit.
Yes.
Already the only.
You're checked in from the beginning. It's like, oh,
The universe
we're here.
at that exact moment was like you, and they flicked your cup over.
Yep.
Exactly, and then my mom was hungry. I want lunch. She ate. She was asking me to cook 3 meals, and I was like, and then everybody kept coming at me, and I'm like, it's just the energy's off, and I'm like, well, what's going on here? I think I should go back in bed and go to sleep, but I can't do that because we have the show. So it was like, and plus I got to do homework when I'm done with this. So it's like everything compressed into one, like, psh.
I feel a little left out. I feel like I should come at you for something.
Oh,
Yeah, seriously.
no.
Seriously, JR, how come Riverside went down tonight and you weren't on time?
JR, a helicopter crashed in the Hudson. What did you do?
Oh my God! Yeah, that was the thing too. And then Riverside was giving me problems.
Happened. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I made your life feel amazing, Stevie. Oh, thanks, thank you, and you're very welcome. Definitely.
Caitlin, can you hand me the mouse so I could see comments?
Oh my God. Stevie couldn't wait.
Oh, yeah. Well, your life...
That's alright. I'm glad you're making Stevie feel better today.
Oh, why? She was having a bad day too?
Oh, just, she told me she was feeling a little under the weather earlier.
The universe is having a bad day.
Hey, spilling coffee and medicine and not getting the food on time to people can't get any worse than that. And then...
Yeah, I mean...
He's just jealous. He threw his coffee because he heard that we ate gold steaks yesterday and he didn't have any. And he threw his coffee. That's what happened.
Exactly. See? It's getting scary. These guys, it's like they're reading my mind.
mind readers.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Alright, so you got all your links
Let's not to cut you off, voice in the back of the room, but let's kind of redirect this and how you guys are doing and what you've been up to with Pseudo on the move. I said it right this time, and
My headphone came
everything else.
Oh, he was asking about Pseudo on the move. Well, the second episode's out. When's the third one coming out? That should be coming out
next
week?
Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a good episode.
Awesome.
It's a really good episode. I've watched it like 5 times already. We're starting to get a groove. We're starting to get in the pocket.
But I'm going to guess it was when we were dealing with the Winterfest.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I recommend watching it. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful life experience.
Stevie, I do cook many dishes. I had to learn because my father was in the military, and he told me I should learn how to cook. And I can make mashed potatoes, I can make meatloaf, lasagna, I can do pot pie, I can do stew. So yes, I can cook, and I'm pretty good at it. My kids love it, so.
Stevie,
Homemade
he's from
mac
the
and cheese.
Northeast. Of course, anything he cooks will be better than the food he can get out here.
Ooh.
I keep complaining to them that food in the Midwest is not nearly as good as food in New Jersey and New York.
Shots fired. I heard it in the background. It was like pew 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 pew
It's a
pew pew
compliment
pew
to
pew
you,
pew.
JR. It's a compliment to you, but also to where we all hail from in originally.
Caitlin's back here spraying off on people like fuck your culture. Mine's better.
No, I think it's great. I think it's great that he can cook. Pseudo likes to cook, and it's either going to be the best thing you ever ate that he can't recreate again, or it's just god awful.
I'm a freestyle cook.
It's one or the other.
I'm a freestyle cook. And I do make some. I make some amazing things like the mango.
He made this mango habanero salsa to
Mango
go with
habanero
this, like,
salsa.
sausage breakfast burrito, and he fed it to myself and my mother, who's apparently just supporting his kidnapping of me. And hands down, one of the best things I ever ate in my life. This was years ago, and he cannot recreate it.
I've tried a couple times.
It's a sauce?
It's a salsa. So
Salsa.
what I did was I woke up at like 6 in the morning because I just was having a hard time sleeping, and they were still sleeping. So I went out in the kitchen. I took like some vinegar, dumped it in a pot, a little bit of tomato sauce, like tomato puree.
No, it's chunk tomato.
There was chunk tomato. I put puree in there too.
Oh, okay.
Puree, and then I put chunk tomato. Then I put onions, peppers, mangoes, a lot of mangoes, in there. And then I turned the heat up and I let it cook for a while, and then I added seasoning to kind of spice it up and stuff. And that's where the habanero and all that came
He
from.
actually added fresh habaneros.
I did add fresh habaneros, but you don't add them in the beginning because you want them to be there longer, so they're still...
Oh, it was glorious. Anyway, what's your best dish, JR? You mentioned mashed potatoes, you mentioned lasagna.
My girls like the mashed potatoes I'm good at, and the macaroni I do a little special trick to the macaroni. What I like to do is I like to add, and it's nothing crazy, it's just oregano to the macaroni. I make it a little bit more creamy, and I do home style macaroni. Like, I don't use the chemical that's in the Kraft, even though they're changing it. I don't use the powdered cheese. I try to use
Why would they change it? It's so good.
Really?
Because people are dying.
Right. So I do cook fish. I do know how to cook fish. Salmon is one of my specialty. My dog loves it. The kids love it. So salmon.
You know it's good when his dog loves it.
Made salmon. Hey, listen, I made salmon last night and our dog did get some, so thank you.
Yeah, our dog does
Yes.
get salmon whenever
He loves salmon.
we get it.
That's awesome. That keeps them living longer. You
It's
know.
good for them, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
I love.
No, continue.
No, I also cook lamb. I know how to make a good lamb stew.
What do
And
you mean
just
you don't
lamb.
eat no meat?
No meat.
I was
Oh.
quoting my Big Fat Greek wedding.
Okay.
She goes,
well.
what do you mean you don't eat no meat? That's okay, I'll make you lamb.
Lamb.
So, sorry. It's just how my brain
Wow.
works. I'm sorry.
Renee came at you, Pseudo.
Yo, no. Powder mac and cheese has its place. You have to doctor it. You don't just eat it as is. But like you
True.
throw a little Old Bay in there, and you throw a little
Bay.
cracked black pepper on top of that, and then you put like
Ooh.
extra cheddar in there with a little bit of Gouda and a little extra milk, and then the powder.
I make a pretty good homemade baked mac and cheese.
And then
I
you
use
bake-
real cheese, good breadcrumbs, good seasoning.
Man, Stevie,
cream.
you're really going in hard on me tonight. What's going on here? Like my dog likes salmon. Man.
His dog likes salmon and ass, my kind of dog.
Oh man. Can
My
I get a
best
break
boys
here,
like
Stevie?
salmon and ass.
Yo, that sounds like a rapper name, Salmon and Ass. Yo, coming out here straight at it, blah blah blah. It's salmon and ass. Get it smacking like a fish.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Hear Nate about your Kraft mac and cheese over there. Your powdered mac and cheese says it's garbage. It belongs in the garbage. If you're in New York, make sure it goes in the composting pile because those fines are going out.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that
Jr.
was-
Are you ready to
was
deal
good.
with that? Because I don't think you got a box.
Well, yeah, because
No.
there was like, this isn't a question, but I did see a follow up to the article about like thousands of dollars in fines have already been issued. So.
My kids like cheese stick pasta.
Cheesesteak pasta. Ooh, that's good.
Never
That's
had
good.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you make like
You would put cheesesteak
Alfredo,
in like
I mean,
a.
it's just like a loose mac and cheese.
Oh.
If you get like a. It depends on what kind of Alfredo you get. If you're getting a jar of Alfredo, like ragu or something, that is not mac and cheese. That is not cheese. That is not real. But if you're making like actual Alfredo by like throwing butter in a pan, browning it a little, throw some cheese in there, some milk, and mix it down, then yeah,
Right?
that's like mac and cheese.
Anyway, listen, we're gonna get started with the questions, but I do want to hear in
Okay.
the comments what is your favorite dish that you cook. What do you cook the best? And if you're a terrible cook, what do you have cooked for you?
Wait.
My favorite dish, salmon and ass. I'm kidding.
Oh, I got one breakfast. It's ham, egg, and cheese. The kids love.
Ham, egg, and cheese.
I make a slamming ham, egg, and cheese.
Pseudo actually, as much as I tease him like it's the best thing ever or the worst thing ever, he makes the best breakfast.
Consistently.
That's his meal of the day that he could claim.
And anything Mexican for some reason I could pull it off.
Yeah,
Really?
he just it's his flavor profile.
Wow.
I don't know.
It's because I'm good with cumin.
Well, speaking of
And annatto.
food and cheese and cream, let's get
Nice.
started with the
Okay.
questions.
All right.
Question 1 actually came from Stevie herself.
Oh, Stevie.
Stevie, huh?
Stevia.
She gave me 2 potential questions. I chose one of them. So this first question comes from Stevie. When is it acceptable to fart in front of your partner?
What?
When is it acceptable?
She wants to know, when is it acceptable to fart in front of your partner? So, like, I guess if you're just starting to date, when's it acceptable to fart in front of your partner?
Go ahead, Pseudo.
Okay, you want me to go? Okay, so there's
Yeah,
circumstances. There's totally circumstances. It's not just right away. But if you're having like a diarrhea problem or something, or you guys both eat something weird and you both fart at the same time, you could do that day one. As long as it's both together. Now, if it is something that's like, it's like you're purposely doing it to be annoying, that's like a good 6 months to a year.
I think Pseudo started farting as soon as he stole my freedom.
Wait. So it's
Oh.
it's 6 to 8 months unless
Wait.
another reason broke the fart barrier previously. Okay.
Pseudo definitely, I'm pretty sure Pseudo broke the fart barrier week 1, okay?
Wow.
She did
Okay.
too.
Pseudo does not play games.
Yeah, I get
He
that
said
shit
I
pop.
do too. Well, no, because I think for a girl, once the guy farts, it's kind of like
It's fair game.
fair game, and if you can't handle it, why am I with you? You farted. Girls fart.
I farted on my husband's chest a couple of months in after telling him I did.
To be fair, Aaron has a
Couldn't fart.
superpower.
She does have a
To
superpower.
be fair, Aaron has a superpower when it comes to farts. You want to tell him what it is, Aaron?
Yeah, share it in the comments. Give your superpower out so
I
you're
know
no
what her
longer.
superpower is. So I'm just saying if she says it.
But I think so. The question is, how long you wait till you fart in front of your partner? Is the
Yeah,
question,
so like
right?
if you just
I wasn't
you
done.
just meet and you're just starting
Oh.
to date, when's it
Go ahead.
acceptable?
I wasn't done. There's circumstances. So where I was at was like, if you're gonna do it on purpose, it's after it's broken, the barrier, or 6 months to a year, depending on the development of the relationship. But if it is a situation where it's not done maliciously, but it's done intently, if that makes sense, like you have to get rid of gas, but yeah,
Stevie
that one
said-
could be anywhere after 2 months.
Stevie said,
No,
I
I
think
did not.
JR just discovered women fart.
Very funny, Stevie. I did not just discover this. I was about to
You
say
kinda
when
did.
when Pseudo's done, I
Uh-huh.
will explain how I know this.
Good for you standing up for yourself.
I'm done. Say something.
Well, I grew up with parents that fart off and on, so
Wait. Do they fart off and on each other?
no,
Make it weird.
off and
They just
on,
they
meaning
farted.
yes.
Okay. Frequently.
And I'm
like a
so
switch.
used to as a kid getting farted on, so it's kind of like when I got with girls and they wait a month to fart in front of me. I was like, you could have farted sooner because I'm just so used to it.
Oh, JR, when are you going to move to Indy? You'll fit right in.
And JR,
Go ahead.
do you notice there's a lot of poop in our themes?
Yes,
A lot of
I
questions.
was just about to say that. Yes,
There's a lot of poop
and you
in
know
these
what?
questions. They're not shitty questions. They're really good questions.
Aaron,
But it's all about poop.
Aaron, listen,
I don't-
Aaron A. said that she had told her husband she had her colon removed during a C-section, and he believed her. That she sat on his chest and let it go. That's not her superpower, though. I know her superpower.
She can't let her.
She can't smell farts.
What?
She is unable to smell farts, so she could let one rip. Like, and she is super fit and healthy and beautiful and all into nutrition. And so she'll eat a good amount of fiber and she'll eat those chickpeas, she'll let it rip, and everyone else will die, and she's just chilling.
Chilling like a villain with penicillin coming out of her colon.
Meaning, I
Wait
feel
a
bad for her husband that she farted on his chest.
Oh man. No, wait.
Come on, Aries.
Wait a minute. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
But yeah, she can't smell it. Something with her olfactory sense. She can't smell it. It's her superpower.
Super. JR's staring at his phone, and I'm trying to get Aries in here.
See, she said, nope, I can't. I can't smell gas or skunk either.
JR.
Wow. Yeah.
She can't smell gas or skunk. So she can't tell us.
Okay,
it's-
so JR, you say that girls could fart in a relationship. People can fart pretty immediately because of what you got used to. So is it date one? She left one rip, and you're like, oh, bet.
This note was provided by Stevie. Just must clarify that right away.
No. Look. My
Stevie
girlfriend
wants to know
Stevie wants to know what.
how long until she can fart in a relationship.
No, don't make it weird. She thought it was a funny question. We were both
To
laughing.
me, we all fart, and it happens. It could be a week, it could be a month, doesn't matter. Like I said, I grew up. It seems to me that I can't get away from farts because as a kid, we used to always talk about. My cousins, they always had bathroom humors, and I try to get away from that. Then the mother of my kids.
Pause. Did you just say bathroom humors?
That's not what
Yes,
I
I did. I got a little tongue tied on that.
Continue your story. Don't let him interrupt you. I like that you defended yourself.
So then when I got with girls, same thing. Their
Bathroom
family,
humors.
bathroom humors, yep. And then My kids,
Yep.
both
Kids love
daughters
farts.
and my son, farts. So,
Bathroom humors.
Kids love farts.
pretty much. Yeah.
This is like a shitty SNL skit. Every time he looks at his kids, it's just like, bathroom humors.
You know what? I grew
Yeah,
up
my
in a
little
house-
one, she makes fart noises all the time.
She's just sitting there like,
No, that's the age. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she does.
the age.
No, she does it at random times though. You know.
You know, I grew up in a house with 3 older brothers, so to me, farts were just normal. So I have to agree, farts were just normal. I think like I think like back in the day, it was maybe considered like bad form or like rude, but nowadays we're just like, well, we've all acknowledged the reality of this biological event.
yeah.
Exactly. So
I grew
hope
up with
that
a lot of
answers-
I grew up with a lot of siblings too,
Harry's, come here.
and farting was a line of defense.
What?
Farting was a line of defense. Like, you get into a fight, and you're losing the fight, and you're down on the ground, and they're like beating you up. You're like, fart right
You
then
were
and
you were the poop thief. You were the poop bandit we talked about last week, aren't you?
Are you serious?
That's what
Yo,
I
you
just
got
heard.
it. You get out of a fight right away. You just fart. Let one go.
Oh man. You telling me that you just let it rip and they're like, oh.
Yeah, I don't-
Yeah, you've totally seen that before.
I don't see my brothers doing that.
Yeah.
I see there being a fart and my brothers being like, I'm gonna hold you down while I fart on you and laugh. Like, I don't see it being a line of defense. I see it as a line of offense, actually.
Actually, you're right.
Actually,
But in some cases, I don't think everybody likes the smell, so they'll run.
Except A. Renee. She doesn't smell it. She would win the war.
hey Renee never.
And she's on my side, so you all better bow down.
I hope that answers your question, Stevie.
Yes. Farting is a go. Farting is a go. That's what it was decided. I think that was unanimous for all of us. We're all like pretty early on. I don't. Pseudo said 6 months to a year, but he farted right away. I'm just calling it.
I broke the barrier. There's ways to
Hey.
break the barrier.
Exactly.
And once the
Keep it real.
barrier is broken, it's broken. You just keep going. It's like a flood.
What, does your dog fart?
Yes, audibly.
I remember the very first time he farted in front of us, too.
We laughed, and if he jumps on the couch, sometimes you hear it slip out
Yeah.
because he's allowed on the couch chairs.
He slips off the couch?
No, like when he jumped onto the couch, you hear like a little toot come
It
out.
goes, like, he'll put
It's
both
like the
balls
effort
up.
of jumping onto the couch pushed a toot out his butt.
My dog farts when I give him eggs.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's things you feed him where you're just like, I shouldn't feed this to you because of how bad
Yeah.
it smells.
Yeah.
But he farts, and when he's surprised himself with his fart before. We've watched him
Yeah.
fart, and then surprised appearance, like expression on his face, staring at his butt.
Like, oh, I did that.
Like what?
Yeah,
What was that?
I guess every dog does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my dog does the same thing. He's like, oh, it kind of smelled.
Hey, Renee said
good.
her husband Junior gets so mad she can't smell it. See, he tries to go on the offensive and it fails.
So, JR,
She's insulated. She is on my dodgeball team. Everybody would look out. Just saying.
Oh, so she uses as a line of defense?
I'm just saying she has 5 kids, 4 boys, and so there's farts everywhere, and her husband gets so mad because like he'll try to fart and she can't smell it. It has no effect on her.
So you can't get her back.
No. Nope. She is insulated. She's just sitting there chilling. Does not matter.
Oh, man.
She is my general. All of you.
I wonder if she ever Dutch ovens him. Like, just, hey, Junior, Dutch oven. She's insulated. She can't smell it. She just traps him. Blanket trapped over his head. And hers.
Wow.
Like,
Pseudo, what did
we're
I
doing
say?
this together.
Pseudo, what did I say about Dutch ovens?
I can't do it. It'll be the end of the relationship.
You know,
When,
it's funny
when
you
did
say
I
that.
tell you this, too?
Hey, in the comments, tell me when it's okay to Dutch oven someone. And if you want to know what a Dutch oven is, it's when you fart take the blanket, throw it over yours and her head, and hold
Oh,
it
I do
down.
know. No.
It's not just your head; it's her head.
It only has to be her head, but
It was very early on in our relationship when I realized he thought farts were funny, and I told him that if he ever Dutch ovened me, I'd leave, and if we were already married, that he's still not safe. It would end in divorce, and I'd take everything.
yeah.
Well, but I've been Dutch oven before.
I don't want to know the situation.
Is that where this lipstick comes from?
Oh!
No. It was when, well, never mind.
It was when what?
No, it's okay.
No.
I was going to say
I'm
when
interested.
it happened. You're
recording
interested?
this.
No, it was with the kid's mom. When we first started dating, she's like, don't open the blanket. So
Oh,
I did,
you did it to yourself.
and I got and I got hit.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? She warned you.
She laughed about it.
I mean, you were warned. I would laugh about it too if I said, "Hey, don't do that," and then Pseudo did it. I would laugh. If I didn't warn him and then he did it, I'd be like, "I don't know, my bad." I'd probably still laugh. But he's not allowed to do it to me. I also told him that if we had a wedding and he smashed cake in my face, I would annul it. But we eloped. We never had a wedding. And then he kidnapped me to faraway places against my will and forced me to do a podcast.
Oh, podcast.
So he can't do it back to you.
Nope.
Dutch
I've
oven?
never done it to him. If he did it to himself, that's on him. You did it to yourself.
Okay.
Shame.
All right.
No, I am very chill, but there's like, do not Dutch oven me, do not smash wedding cake in my face. Those were like my lines. I don't find it funny.
Ah.
To me, it's not so much about the fart. I don't like the idea of like somebody trapping me under the blanket and not letting me out. So,
Yeah.
which I think that just stems from a childhood growing up with 3 brothers, to be honest.
Oh.
Getting
It's not
trapped
fun
in
to be
something and they
Dutch.
don't get you out. Yeah. That's like par for the course. Anyway, so if the fart wars start, you better all hope you're on my side because I have A Renee. And it's going down like that. Anyway, so that was question number 1. That was Stevie's special. She gave me another question, which was much more normal. I chose that one because it was funny. Okay, so all of us in this podcast fam agree pretty early on. We're fine. All right. Question number 2 comes from an article that you sent me, JR. So it's phrased as "Have you heard?" But I know you've heard because you sent me the article. So have you heard of the 20-hour law that's taking effect in New York State?
What?
Have you heard? You're on your phone. Have you heard of the 20-hour law that's taken effect in New York State?
No.
Well, JR sent me this article. JR, do you want to fill him in on what it is?
Yeah, what's the 20-hour rule?
No, I didn't read it. I didn't read this one.
You
I
didn't
want.
read it. You just sent it
Yeah,
to me.
I sent it. Yeah, that one I sent it to you because I didn't want to, have the answers and,
Cute.
Pseudo didn't. So
Cute. You sent it to me on Newsmax, which I don't subscribe to. So I found the actual article in Hudson Valley Post, and this one was written by Bobby Welber. So the 20-hour rule is actually a law that took effect in New York State starting in January, and it's for paid prenatal leave. It's a paid prenatal leave law. So pretty much it's saying that you get 20 hours of PTO that you could use for prenatal care. So that's physical examinations, medical procedures, monitoring, testing, ways to talk to a provider about healthy pregnancy, fertility treatment, and also end of pregnancy care. So like immediate post-pregnancy stuff. That's what the 20-hour law encompasses. So you had sent that to me about it taking effect. So to tell you, that's what it is. It's giving people who are pregnant an additional 20 hours of PTO time to use towards prenatal care.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, now that you guys know what it is, what are your thoughts about that?
JR, you take the lead on this.
Danger, danger.
You've passed a few to me.
You have. I've been here.
You're speechless.
I think. Well, I think it's.
No, just be honest.
I am. I think it's good. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, why not?
Do you think having kids helps you see the benefit in that?
That's a good question. Yes,
I would
I
think
do.
so. Like,
Can
I
you
don't
explain
think people
why?
I don't think people. Oh, I was just gonna say I don't think people have a really good understanding of the amount of time and appointments that go into prenatal care.
I know you, JR. What was the question,
What?
JR?
What? She asked, and I said, yeah, I agree with
What was
it.
the question, JR?
What do
yeah.
you mean?
You weren't listening. Oh,
That's
is
why I
it the sound
pressed-
of my voice? Are you learning to tune me out like my husband?
No, I was listening. No,
What was the question?
She said the 20-hour law and it has to do with paternity, with women going on maternity leave. Am I right?
Ooh. So it's not maternity leave. It's prenatal care. So like during the pregnancy.
And what they're saying is to give them time
For
during
all
the
those
pregnancy.
appointments.
What happened?
Yeah, for like all the appointments that they have as in
Right.
relation to pregnancy.
So,
Yeah, I okay.
so essentially, New York is making it a requirement that if
Mhm.
you want to get pregnant, you can get paid for that time off. Can you get paid to like go get laid?
No. Although you could get paid. You can if you're undergoing fertility treatment. Like IVF, stuff like that. Appointments. I know you're making a joke, but I'm being serious because infertility is the thing that a lot of women struggle with, so I'm not going to make a joke.
Well, what I was trying to say is that I think when it comes to what women go through with pregnancy, I think they should get that because I've been to actually three, and I've gotten experience of what women go through, and I commend them, and I think the 20-hour law
For,
makes sense.
I'm reading the comments here.
I here's my thing. I don't have kids, so what I will say is watching coworkers go through pregnancy and the amount of time they take
Yeah.
for all of the appointments, I'm here for it. Especially since, women traditionally make less than men, and a lot of one of the reasons why that we hear is that we have the risk of getting pregnant. And when we get pregnant, then that's time off, that is, whether it's maternity leave or if somebody decides to leave the job and be with their kids, whatever it is, and that costs money for the company. Like, the company's like, we have to bring somebody in as a temp, or we have to train a new employee, all of that costs us money. But so because I have a uterus, I will make less doing the same job with the same credentials, right? I've heard this before. I actually heard it before, like that's one of the reasons why women were traditionally making less. So having the 20-hour law, and they're saying, okay, but we're not going to make you use all of your PTO. Here is 20 hours to use specifically towards this. I think that's like a really good move in the right direction, especially since I think a lot of people might neglect prenatal care, which would negatively affect the health of the fetus or the baby because they can't afford to lose that pay for an appointment.
No, I agree. Well, if you look at Europe, they have better laws for women when they get pregnant, actually.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Well, I think
And
one of the coolest things I've seen is like the increase in the amount of paternity time given too. So like I think both sides.
Facts.
Go ahead.
I just said that's facts. Like, I think that this is amazing. I do think my joke was funny, and no one else did. No one laughed, so now I feel segregated.
Oh my goodness. Irene even said, she said having been pregnant, they deserve the time off. Absolutely. But JR was talking about what they do in Europe, so I want to hear what JR was saying.
No, I've heard stories that they give the women more time, even the men. The men could take more time.
Yeah.
And I just feel like why America don't try to implement similar things that Europe does if we're supposed to be the nation that gives examples to other countries.
Oh, okay, we're going to do this.
I got an answer.
One of the measures that they do, so they have different measures that they do in sociology, right, to assess all the countries in the world, different cultures, different people. But one of the things they do is when they're talking about developed countries and they're rating them, right, they rate them in a lot of different areas to kind of put them in an order, because we just for some reason always have to order things. But one of the things that the United States is actually really low on in terms of developed countries is maternal and infant mortality. Like, we're awful when it comes to maternal health, infant health, like around prenatal care, during pregnancy, during delivery. Like something you wouldn't expect from us.
I know why.
Right.
I know why.
Why?
All right, so you ever seen the movie 300?
Oh my gosh. This is Sparta.
They throw the babies that aren't good off the cliff. That's why America isn't the best. We know exactly what we're doing.
See, A. Renee said even the maternity
Only the
leave
strong.
is not enough, and better paternity leave. And she said, "Oh, don't get me started on this subject."
So we could have this, but we have a bunch of corrupt politicians, and that's both sides that are milking the system with lobbyists and getting paid underneath the table.
Well, I think they just prioritize the company's bottom line over the individual.
Yeah, because they all play the stocks just like everybody else.
It's just ridiculous because you're going to have more employee retention by taking care of them and knowing you care about them and their family.
But they know stuff before we know stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, well then, I think about it like this. How can you tell me you're the greatest nation, but you're not leading by example?
We're not. All right.
We've had that conversation briefly.
So
we've tiptoed around this before.
Okay, so my argument for this, if you want to say it blunt like that, is maybe the greatest nation doesn't have all those amenities. Maybe it has the freedom to make your own choices, which costs more. But on the opposite note, there is a good happy in between, and America should be able to find it, as thriving as we are, according to world economy.
I mean, America wants more babies. Give us more time to make sure that the moms and the babies are healthy then.
Well, how could you give more?
It's obvious they want more babies. Like,
yeah,
look at what's
do.
happening with Roe v. Wade. Look what they're talking about fertility. Like, so many things that are in the news. Like, even pulling it away from politics, so many things away from it are, like, talking about, like, there's a whole movement about having more babies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And one of the things that we measure is actually the number of babies born a year is another measurement in sociology when you're talking about developed countries.
Agreed. And I think that if America wants more babies, then take care of your people. Give them incentives.
Babies are
Don't make
expensive.
everybody work like maniacs. And to be honest with you, I had 3 parents in my daughter's school. The wives ended up getting strokes. And it's like being stressed out because 2 people got to work. You got to pay your bills. You got to do this. I feel like companies know better, but they just don't implement certain things. And instead of using logic, it's kind of like the attitude, I don't care about the people. Why? Don't you think logically, if you take care of your people, they take care of you? Or you forgot about that?
Yeah. I mean, A. was just saying, she was saying we're one of the least healthy countries. She said black women die significantly higher rates here in the States. And she said we should have, and she's talking about like just general medical care and people finding themselves in debt trying to treat different ailments. I mean, when you talk about that, pregnancy is the same. So this was I didn't put this article in, but it's relevant. There's an article I was reading about a woman who lived an hour from the hospital, went into labor. Her husband was driving her. Their kid was in the back seat. They got stuck in traffic. She gives birth in the car, right? But you still bring the baby to the hospital to get the baby checked out, get the birth certificate, all of that. She still has to pay the delivery fee. Like, no one delivered... She delivered that baby herself.
Wow. That's insane. It's insane. It's embarrassing. I mean, they could say whatever they want, but it's pathetic.
Yeah. And Stevie was just saying, she was saying that she always had to save up time, for when she had her babies and when they were born. She said maternity leave and prenatal leave would have been really nice. And even Dark Flow Media, take care of the bottom line. That's it. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. They're taking care of the bottom line. They're not thinking about the rest.
By the way, go stream Namaste. Perfect segue.
But I always have a conflict with that, which I never understood America for that. Like, lead by example, do all this, do all that. We're great. But when it comes to human life and giving birth, and the birth rate is dropping.
Yeah.
Birth rate's dropping fast.
I honestly think the fact that the birth rate's dropping is one of the main reasons why so many other things are getting pushed. But that's just an opinion. That's an opinion, and I don't like to get I like to stay apolitical. But I do think that's like, our dropping birth rate is very alarming to people. But exactly, I agree with you. I don't think the birth rate would be dropping so much if we had things in place. Better paternity leave, more maternity leave, better prenatal care. So as expensive as New York is, like, honestly, kudos to them with the 20-hour law.
Yeah. I think that's the first step into a positive direction compared to other craziness that they do.
Yeah, if you want people to have more babies, set up an infrastructure that supports them having more babies, doesn't force them to have more babies. They want to have more babies because they know they can manage it and they have the time, they have the support.
Like, tax the people who don't have babies out, like, of the state, so you only have people who have babies there.
Oh, no, that was awful. Yeah, I also don't think you should punish people for not having babies. That doesn't make them want to have them. Cough, cough. Us over here, cough.
Hand me that little radio thingy.
No.
I'm going to make noises.
Well, how about this? Why don't women that get pregnant and they're going to give birth, why don't they get free health insurance?
So it's some sort of incentive, right? Giving an incentive to someone that doesn't punish another person.
I can hear your kids screaming in the backyard. It's hilarious. I'm not mad about it. No, keep
There
on.
you go. Dark Flow Media. Stop rushing women out of hospitals right after giving birth. Agreed. Yeah. Right? There was actually another article I saw about an influencer who talked about, like, parenting and all of this, and she actually had people following her infertility struggle, her efforts to go through IVF. She just died in childbirth. Like, it's wild to hear that in 2025 in the U.S.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't even realize how many articles I read this week about this. They just all ended up coming in.
They should pay women to have babies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they should enslave them and make them be held down by other women while men have sex with them, and they have babies.
Tale. Stop.
And then when they act up, just hang them.
Should I? Okay, so we're gonna.
That's Handmaid's Tale.
Stop. It's a book and a TV show.
Never saw it.
Really? Yeah. They're both amazing. Anyway, reeling it in. We're going to move on to the next question. Now, I have a question. We can get off the topic, but I do have another question that does have to deal with, like, fertility stuff. Should we just keep going on this track?
Morph it. Go.
Okay. Well, here's my next question. This one's going to make it a little bit more bizarre. So have you heard about the IVF mistake that happened in Australia?
Wait. Okay. So can we take a guess what it is?
Yes.
Okay, I want to take a guess. Okay. So some guy, IVF, right? That's a little...
In vitro fertilization.
In vitro fertilization. Okay. Some guy donated AIDS semen.
No.
Okay.
I would say it's not that bad, but it might be pretty bad, but no.
Hold on.
I don't know where he just went. Hey guys!
Dark Flow, I hear you, it's a tax write-off, but they just put those taxes on other people that didn't have kids.
Alright, so, one question. What are you watching this week? JR walked away. We ask this question whenever he walks away.
JR walked away. What am I watching this week? I just finished watching... We're going to get back to the questions, people. Don't worry. But I just finished watching... I binge-watched The Residence on Netflix.
Oh, what did you think of that show?
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, JR's back. Let's get back into the show.
Back to the question.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
There was too much sound effects.
Repeat the question and...
Alright, so what mistake... This is in Australia. Well, was it Australia? Was it New Zealand? I might be making a huge mistake. Everyone's going to shun us.
Alright, in this country, New Zealand or Australia, they're not much different, and you can comment down below about the differences.
Don't you say that. Mine was an actual... No, it's Australia. Okay, I did not get it wrong. Woo, that was close. Okay. What do we think... Pseudo wanted to guess what the mistake was. He assumed that that somebody donated semen that had AIDS. In vitro could be people that are both, married couples and stuff in you, though. So, but he wanted to guess what it was. That was wrong.
It was wrong?
He is incorrect.
What is your guess? What is the in vitro thing that's going wrong that someone got arrested for?
They didn't get arrested.
Oh, they didn't get arrested? Oh.
I don't know why you're making things up.
I don't know why either.
There was a mistake in Australia at an IVF clinic, and I was going to talk about it, and Pseudo wanted to guess what it was. He guessed wrong.
In vitro. Maybe they weren't injecting them with anything. It was
blanks?
Contaminated.
They were shooting blanks. I went to the vitro clinic and they were shooting blanks.
Contaminated sample was kind of on the line of what Pseudo was talking about. No, what actually happened was a couple had IVF done with one of their viable embryos, and they asked this clinic to move their embryos to a different clinic because this clinic had just had a whole lawsuit about destroying embryos that were viable. Because they had improper screening. So they just lost a whole bunch of money. So this couple does IVF, used this clinic, births their baby, asks for the rest of their samples to be moved to a different clinic. But they don't find the number of samples they expected. They find all of their samples plus one. So this couple goes through IVF, gets the embryo implanted, goes through the pregnancy, gives birth, la-di-da, all the traditions, all of that. It wasn't their embryo. It was the embryo of a complete stranger.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's messed up.
It is, because here's my thing. Ready for it? Because,
how?
This isn't answered in the article, right? So these articles are everywhere. I pulled this one up by BBC, and it was written by Tiffany Wertheimer. But here's my question. Everybody, you say how. Exactly. One, how. They don't explain that. They just start talking about, this is another huge mistake by this clinic, right? But here's my thing. Who keeps that baby? Going into a court system. Think about it. Is that baby going to go to the biological parents, or is it going to the people who had this baby implanted, went through the whole pregnancy, went through the whole birth, the whole "we love you, you're ours"? Who keeps that baby? That's what my head goes to.
JR keeps the baby.
Dark Flow Media said the baby was black.
JR, oh, Dark Flow, it was in Australia. We know that wasn't possible.
He had said maybe it was the wrong wife and said baby was black. And MK said it was someone's old semen.
Yeah, she did.
No, that's hilarious. Here's how heart-wrenching. I could not, because to me, there's no amount of money that would pay for me going through that whole pregnancy, birthing this baby, and now, like, this baby's not mine. This baby's mine. Like, it doesn't matter to me at that point biologically, this baby's mine. But like, I don't know what the courts are going to say about that. Or the other couple, if they're going to be okay with that.
I got a question.
Their embryos.
Does the other couple have to pay child support now?
Oh, wow.
I mean, if I were the other couple, I'd be like, that's biologically our kid who's out there. But I would also, like, be like, they didn't know. It wasn't like they did something maliciously, and they had the pregnancy and all of it. Like, they birthed the baby. They've been raising that baby. Like, I don't know how old the baby was once they asked those embryos to be transferred to another clinic. But all I'm going to say about this mistake is damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up.
It
Dark
is.
Flow said shared parenting. Honestly, like, if it were me, because different people are going to feel differently. Oh, wow, Pseudo's a hot mess over here. If it were me, like, I wouldn't be opposed to something like that. I guess, like, it would be complicated, I guess, depending where everyone lives. But, like, do I need your permission to take this kid on a trip? If I want to move somewhere, is this going to be an issue? Like, gosh, there's no amount of money you could give me to make this okay. I'm just saying. Speaking of 20-hour laws and babies.
JR?
I have nothing to say. I mean, it's messed up. I think that's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, right? Because I don't have kids, and I'm just surmising. But you have kids. Let's say there were kids in you used IVF. There's embryos, and you found that somebody else accidentally got your embryo, went through the pregnancy, birthed this kid, but this kid's biologically yours. What are your thoughts on that? We're going to do a hypothetical.
So the kid's not biologically mine?
Well, the kid would be biologically. I was saying if you were the parent who did not, if you're a part of the couple that did not birth the kid, but you found out one of your embryos was accidentally used.
Yeah.
And this is a viable pregnancy. This baby exists.
But I didn't understand the question. You're saying if it was my embryo?
I was saying hypothetically.
Right.
Say that you used IVF for your kids, right? And you had embryos that were being kept at a clinic. And you find out one of those embryos was accidentally used with another couple. They didn't know it, but it was found out, and they went through they went through the pregnancy, the birth, all of it. So they birthed this baby, done all of that, but this baby is biologically yours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are your thoughts? Would you be like, I don't care, like, that baby's mine, like, I want that baby? Or would you be like, they went through all this, they obviously want that baby, they want what's best? I'm just saying hypothetically, it's not that situation in general, but hypothetically, what are your thoughts on it as a parent?
So it's 100% your DNA, but someone else's labor.
I would be pissed.
Well, yeah.
Because I would have felt cheated. Like, if they gave my embryo to somebody else, but they're telling me I'm supposed to get it, yeah, I would feel cheated. Like, what is it supposed to be professional, and you guys can't handle this properly? What's going on here? Yeah, I would be like, that's my kid.
Dark Flow Media has said free returns and get 2 free with an apology. I'm sorry, Dark Flow's killing me today. Okay. Yeah,
No, I think
exactly. Because you're a parent.
people
That's
would
why I
be
wanted your
pissed.
perspective.
Well, you open up another topic with this because if they create incentive for people to have more kids, that's always a possibility. Then, if somebody feels your DNA is better than theirs, and they could steal your DNA and say,
Oh,
"Oh, I'll take that
shit.
instead of that,"
I didn't even think about that. That is, yeah.
and that could
Yeah.
become valuable
That
in a
could become
weird way.
valuable. Good. I mean, it already is, right? Like, when you talk about women of a certain age and all of that, like, you could donate your eggs and you make more money if you're talking about age, academic value, appearance, weight,
Yeah.
blue eyes. Like, those eggs are
Yeah.
worth more.
Yeah. Mine are
So you
worth
brought
more.
up a good point with embryos.
Well, I mean, voice in the back of the room. How would you feel?
It's hard because on one end I'd be like, that's my baby.
Okay.
She or he is mine. But on the
Let's-
other end, I did not go through the process. I did not carry that baby. I did not birth that baby. I did not have the baby shower for that baby. I did not make a nursery and do all this lovey stuff for that baby. This other couple did, and I would just feel awful for them. So, like, I don't know. I feel like I'd want the baby because I know they'd be safe in my care. But if
Mhm.
these people are going through in vitro, I would hope that, like, they desperately want a baby. So, like, on a minimum, I'd want to meet them.
I think even meeting them would be too much.
I don't even
Yeah.
know because I don't even know how the courts.
I
are
think-
going to,
I think
don't
at
know
that
how
point-
family court's going to even start
I
to
think
go down this path.
I think what you do is you let it be as a person who donated, and you
But you didn't donate the embryo.
I know as a person who is supposed to get it, the person you didn't donate it, the person whose embryo, you got to get a hold of them and let them know your family history, and like sit down with the people who got it and let them know like, hey, this is medical history. Make sure that's clear because obviously these doctors aren't, and don't ever meet the kid and let them believe it.
You have to think. Well, then also, does this couple want this kid, or are they going to be like, I want my own?
Well, if that's the
Because if they wanted to adopt, they would have adopted.
that is
It's a tough one.
It's complicated. To me, biology doesn't matter. If you love that kid and you're raising that kid, you're that kid's parent, right? But
I agree.
MK brings up. She said if playing off of Dark Flow Media, she said if the baby was the wrong race, would you trust your spouse?
Oh.
I mean, I'm thinking if you have to do IVF, you'd just kind of be like, well, I know that this couldn't happen naturally, I would hope, but you bring up a whole nother side of it, right?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I mean, same
You
thing.
could look
I'd
at it
still
like
be like,
that.
to me, I carried that baby's mine, but I don't look at biology that way, right?
And by the way, Renee, Law and Order totally takes news articles and makes shows about them, and it would make sense that they probably seen this and. It was probably, is this a new article or?
It's a new article, but I think, I'm sure things have happened before. No, Renee was saying that she doesn't know how she'd handle it, but she knows that she and that other family would be suing together. Honestly, damn right. I wouldn't want to be fighting with the other couple. Actually, I know Dark Flow Media has been joking a lot, and I appreciate the levity for sure. But when he said, like, co-parenting, I'm like, honestly, it's not a terrible option. Like, or at least, like, it's hard, because if I was going into something being a surrogate, I know I'm a surrogate. I know that baby's not mine. I know it is just my body as a capsule, right? But this is like they thought that baby was going to be theirs. Theirs to love, theirs to raise, theirs to hold.
It's not someone else's to take.
Oh, it's just, I don't think there's a right answer. I do kind of like the idea of co-parenting. I don't know.
I like the idea of just
I
let
like
the
the idea of
medical
becoming best friends with that couple.
let the medical experience. Well, let them know all your medical history, and walk away.
I think if it was my embryo, that is, if I met them and I felt I could trust them, yeah. But I agree with Renee. I would sue the hell out of that clinic with the other couple.
It's better for the kid.
I'd still sue the hell out of that clinic. Not for nothing. I am not a person who is like, hey, sue, but in this situation, I'm like, damn right.
I agree.
Damn right.
I don't know. It's with the way things are going with the population.
Surrogates might be a way of the future. Like you get a little girl, and you raise her, and then she gets taken away by the militia.
Stop making jokes. He's making jokes about The Handmaid's Tale again.
But on a more serious side, what if male sperm becomes more valuable?
Well, I mean, what if?
Then you guys need to stop spreading it everywhere.
What if fertile women become more valuable?
No, I know, but I'm just giving.
Then I need to go about 10 years younger and ask how much money they got.
And if fertile women become more valuable, we're 10 seconds away from Handmaid's Tale. Am I the only one out here who's excited?
Said return the same favor for the other couple and call it even. Oh, interesting.
A new definition of co-parenting.
Dark Club?
They're both.
Oh, like you carry my embryo and birth it, and then I mean, you both have the life experience. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's attached.
But what if the baby I birthed was prettier than the baby that's biologically mine?
Oh.
I'm just being a jerk now.
Well,
Some people probably think that way though. Some babies are funny looking.
the people who had the first one gets the choice.
I agree. I was just kind of touching on that. I was saying, obviously if they went through IVF, they wanted a baby that was biologically theirs. Otherwise, adoption would be an option. So I hear you. They might very well be like, yeah, but what if pregnancy is so hard? Like, what if this was their chance? What if they're older?
Yeah.
What if this was it?
Damn.
That was the baby. I like dark. I don't know. I could get down with Dark Flows Media being like, cool, you carry my baby for me then.
What if they were supposed to have birth to a genius, but instead they got the people from Idiocracy's baby?
Oh my gosh, Idiocracy.
To be honest with you, Renee, from what I was told and what I've heard different podcasts, shows.
Oh yeah, conspiracy. Put the hat on.
A lot of men are shooting blanks now due to the food in our society.
That probably doesn't need a conspiracy hat.
Well, they've also made it so it's also so expensive that people are having babies older, which has an impact too.
Yeah,
yes.
It's because a lot of my I don't
You're
know,
a seaman?
friends, no, associates that I know, they were told they were shooting blanks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Pseudo, what would you do if you found out you were shooting blanks?
Yeah, I'd be like, I knew it.
He's gonna go shoot up every club.
I'm not gonna go shoot up every club.
There's no proof of my indiscretions.
No, I'm just saying it's I didn't think it was true, but it's true. Yeah, they're saying, well, look, the plastics, polyester, the synthetic clothes that the men wear, it affects the.
Oh yeah, how tight you wear your
sperm.
pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot going on when we talk about our food right now and changes that they're really talking about. They're talking a lot about pregnancy, babies, developmental disorders.
I got a question.
So we might see some changes, like as they're improving our food and all of that, we might see some positive changes in that naturally.
I also, I got a question real quickly for both of you guys. When is it too soon to fart on a podcast?
Yeah, Susan, when is it too soon to fart on a podcast? Dude, Darkflow said maybe it's a sign for them not to be parents in the first place. And Arene said that's because a lot of men are bitches now.
Yeah, I saw that. It's not true, but
Yeah,
Anyway.
bitches.
oh, man.
Anyway, obviously this is nothing we're going to figure out. A lot of our topics can be. I just like, when we started with the one topic and then I had that second question, I was like, oh shit, I guess I have themes when I talk about things each week.
You do.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, you have themes every week.
Hey, listen, that's not just me. It's what I could find in the news.
Oh, the news totally has themes. They have, like, flash topics that they like every week. Like, they'll start reporting on one thing more than another thing just because it's the hip thing.
Yeah, but I go to, like, everywhere in random, like, deep cuts places to find information. My research is no joke.
Very good question.
I'm going to start going in public.
All right.
And finding random things before the news gets there.
I have another conversation about children, but we're going to skip that. But we're going to leave that question for a little later in today's show.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to get onto a new topic. Have you heard of a potential alert system that a teenager is trying to have created off the coast of Alabama?
What is the alert for? Is
What do you
it
think it's for?
is it a pedophile alert?
No.
Okay.
What do you
think,
for?
JR?
Alert system. Kids getting kidnapped?
No, but it is. The alert system would be similar to an Amber Alert in that people would be getting a alert on their phone. Want me to tell you guys what it is?
Is it a school shooter alert?
No, that would actually probably be really freaking useful, actually.
Yeah.
I bet you they already have one.
Bullying?
Also cool, but no, I like these ideas. Keep throwing them out, guys.
Is it a horse alert? Like there's a horse in the area?
Warmer because you're talking about animals.
Really?
It's not about horses.
Dangerous animals?
Not about dogs. I said it was the coast of Alabama.
Alligator? Or crocodile?
Closer.
Crocodile?
No.
Bull shark?
Sharks, correct.
A shark alarm?
So it's a shark alert, but it's not just, hey, there's a shark. Because, right, when you're in the ocean, there's always sharks. Right? JR, you're in New York. We grew up in New Jersey. I think we all know you get in the ocean, there's sharks, right?
Right.
It's okay.
This is this alert is being propositioned to the state by a teenager, now 16, who last year lost her left hand in a shark attack. Alabama. So it would only impact Alabama. And she's saying the problem is that there were 3 attacks that day.
Oh.
One further down in another beach. And had she gotten an alert on her phone, she and her friend would have never gone into the water.
Damn.
What are your thoughts on something like this? Because I have my own thoughts, just like the article does. I have a whole lot of thoughts.
Go ahead, Pseudo.
So before you said shark attack, there was a second there that I heard you say shard attack.
No.
Which would be even funnier. There's an alert. There's a shark happening nearby.
Dark Media said no homework alert.
No, but a shark alert, that's actually really cool. But how you gonna have your phone in the water? Like, hey, I'm in the water, got my phone in my hand.
You're already in the water, right? This doesn't help, right?
Yeah, it doesn't help. Hey, there's a warning. There's a shark nearby.
No, it's not a shark nearby because you can't do that because there's always sharks.
Oh yeah.
So this is specifically there's been a shark attack alert.
A shark attack alert. You know what this is gonna be cool for? Those people who want to see shark attacks. They're gonna come swarming after the alarm goes off.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to move to places where there's shark attacks so I can get the alerts.
Yeah, like the news is gonna be there so quick because of this.
I love Shark Week and shark attacks. Don't mess with me. I'm just because they're so rare. I'm riveted by them, right? Just like everybody.
Yeah, but you know what's bad? Somebody might create a YouTube channel and just shark attack alarm. Oh, check this out.
I would then be subscribed to 2 channels, this one and that one.
Hashtag like, subscribe, and share it around.
I love shark attacks.
You want to see shark attacks?
Love it. Anyway.
Oh, shark attack.
So she proposed this system. This would only impact Alabama, by the way, but here's...
Shout out to Alabama.
Yeah.
Yo, can we sign up for this to just get it up here?
But she said the attack that happened before her happened a few miles down the coast and had only happened 90 minutes before. So she said she and her friend would have never gone into the water. She thinks the bill would prevent future attacks and accidents. So I have two thoughts here. One, you're talking about a girl who lost her left hand and a portion of her leg. So a year ago. So I'm giving this girl a whole lot of credit. Like, your hand got bit off, and you're going in front of the state saying, hey, you need to do so. There needs to be something implemented. So, like, I support her venture of trying to regain her power or confidence or whatever it is she's doing. On that end, girl power, bad bitch, whatever. On the other end, shark attacks are so freaking rare. This is like a waste of state money.
Okay. There's two things going on in my head. First of all, this girl, kudos.
Maybe stay out of the shark-infested water.
Kudos. I agree with what everything the voice in the back of the room said about the girl. But the whole time she was talking, I was also thinking. Okay. So I live in the Midwest. And when you watch the videos with tornadoes and stuff, people are switching around from webcam to webcam. You know, every one of these beaches got webcams on them, like live feed cams to make sure nothing happens. Can I sign up for these alarms and then just quickly like pay for a feed and get into the live feed? And will it rewind?
Oh my God.
I thought he was going to bring up, he sent me a map of shark attacks. And once, and he was laughing because there was a single dot in Iowa.
Yeah, there was a single.
And I thought he was going to bring that up. And I want you to know that incident actually happened at the Blue Zoo Aquarium in West Des Moines when an employee was bitten by a bamboo shark. This happened on July 22nd, 2024, so it's pretty recent.
So don't think you have to be in Florida to get bit by a shark. You could be in Iowa.
Iowa needs an alert system.
There's an increase over the past 2 years.
See, MK said the same thing. She said, I'm with you, Dark Flow. Stay out of the water. Listen, I love sharks. I'm not big on the ocean, despite having grown up on one. I'll still go in, because for the most part, I'm like, it's so rare. I'm more scared of the jellyfish, but that's because I had some gnarly jellyfish stings when I was in Savannah a couple of years ago. But she said, so if you actually get into it, they said the director of the Florida Museum of Natural History's Shark Research Program, Gavin Naylor, said there's between 50 and 90 unprovoked bites around the world each year. So he said a trio of bites in a single day in close proximity is extremely rare. He said the weather conditions likely caused it, because he said they brought an abundance of smaller fish closer to shore. And when the bait fish were that close, the sharks followed them in. He said, on any given day in Alabama, you would see 20 or 30 bull sharks about 400 meters offshore, but they're not typically interacting with the public because they're further away. So it brought them closer, which caused it. And he said, you're saying we need a system for this. He goes, 4 people are killed worldwide in shark attacks last year. Only 4. But 100 people died in rip currents, and you want to create like a whole alert system for shark attacks.
I want one. Because I want to see every shark attack that's caught on webcam.
I want one because this alert system will not be used for anything good. It's not going to be used to keep people out of the water. People, like you were saying, JR, people are sick puppies, essentially. And you are right. People are going to be using this in not good ways.
Why not create a device that people can carry in the water that can repel the shark from attacking it?
Because there's only 4 shark attacks that lead to death a year. You really don't need anything. I literally have swam with sharks.
Equivalent of bear spray.
You don't need it. Bears attack more and kill more.
How
many bears killed in the last year?
Hey, Patrick said no, just a peeper, and he said, "Will there be commercials with the beach live stream?"
Yes, yes.
He's right. There's gonna be peepers on that too. He's hilarious.
I'm just saying we should have some type of repellent, even though it's only 4 sharks a year. I mean,
Do you ever?
come on.
I mean, I'm sure they actually have stuff. There probably is stuff. I mean, I'm trying to think.
How many bears?
I'm certified in scuba diving, and I'm trying to think. I've never been like afraid.
You should
I've
be
seen sharks. I've never been afraid. Like, hey, the shark's
about-
gonna attack me.
I had a great idea as you're talking. How about a device you carry with you in the water? When you see the shark, you activate it, and a foam opens up, and it deters the shark. Once they touch it, they just say, "Oh." They don't smell the human. It just.
Oh, well, you know, most surfboards are made out of foam, and those are the people they attack the most.
All right, so now you got me thinking, JR. First of all, I think that an idea of a repellent for a shark is not something that we need in the world. I'm pretty sure more bears kill a year than sharks do.
Do they?
Um,
I'm gonna Google it.
yes, thank you. And on top of it, we can bring this back around to the beginning of this question, and I'm pretty sure if you just shart, it will scare the shark away.
Nope, on average, fewer than one person dies from bear attacks in North America each year.
How many from wolves?
There have only been, like, polar bears are the worst, and there's only been, like, 73 attacks but since 1870 to 2014.
So sharks are
In
more.
North America, there's been 180 human-bear conflicts since 1784. So sharks are more fatal than bears.
So,
Alright.
shark repellent.
No,
Okay.
not for it.
Yeah.
They're also worried that having something like this could hurt tourism. And all I think about is Jaws. We're a tourist town. We rely on tourist dollars, you know. We're a summer town.
Yeah, we
Well,
could call it.
Thailand's summer
We
town.
could call the shark a shark spray.
Shark spray.
Well, I'm just saying.
Women,
it's
don't get in the
something-
water when it's Shark Week and you'll be okay.
Or they can put those.
See what I got my joke.
What if you just carry a tampon to cover up any blood?
Oh my gosh. The governor of Alabama did call the teen an inspiration and an awesome example of courage. That I agree with. I love that this girl's like trying to do something because she needs to like empower herself. It's just, I don't think it's necessary. It's not really a necessary thing that money needs to be spent on.
That is a
Mm.
great idea, Renee.
What is the idea?
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking when he first said the foam thing, I thought he was going to say sound too, actually, Renee. Yeah.
Mm.
That would be cool. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I heard sharks could attack you in as few as, like, in water as shallow as, like, knee-deep water. So, like, for me, I'm like, cool. I'm, like, only up to my calf. I'm okay.
So I got an idea.
That's
I'm gonna-
deeper in the water, just not often.
I'm gonna make this sound thing that repels. I'm just gonna scream into the mic and record it, and make it so it's playable underwater, and I'm gonna make a bunch of money off this. Let's go. And people are gonna run around playing my screaming voice, just like
No, I'm just saying with
I
technology.
don't want someone stealing it.
She is so cool. This girl's a badass, though. She said she saw a big shadow, and her friend had screamed shark, and she saw a big shadow, and they all started swimming for their lives. And she said she tried to remain calm because she remembers that sharks are attracted to frantic movement. But then the shark attacked. She said, my hand was bitten first. She goes, I remember lifting it out of the water, and I was stunned because there was no hand there. She couldn't feel it because she was in shock. So she said when she made it to shore, a man that she describes as a hero pulled her out of the water. She blacks out, comes to when there's medical workers there. And she said, I just remember being focused just to keep my eyes open and to breathe, just till I made it to the hospital. This girl was 15 at the time. Like, stay calm. They're attracted to radical movements. Oh, my hand is not there. Stay calm, breathe, stay conscious. Just stay awake till you get to the hospital. Like, this girl's more of a badass than any of us will ever be. I'm just saying.
I agree.
Wow. I don't think there's a reason for her bill or for a shark monitoring or like a shark attack system, but I can respect that she's a badass.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I think a shark
Dark
repellent
Plum Media
would
said a
work.
shark taser.
I think if you put commercials on the webcams on the beach, and you set a shark alarm, and whenever there's a shark alarm on that beach, you get more for it. For the commercials, you get paid more. It'll pay for itself, and you don't even have to pay for it.
Pseudo knows this. Whenever there's a shark attack, my family and I will like send the article to each other, and then we'll be like, "Oh, there's content for Shark Week this year." And people can hate me on social media when they hear that, but listen, I love sharks. Okay, so rabbits are my favorite, manatees are my second favorite, like really like calm, peaceful animals. But I'm obsessed with sharks, alligators, crocodiles, obsessed.
Oh, I know.
He knows this.
You guys will see. You'll see it in a future episode. We went down to Savannah when we were filming for the vlog, and we walked through a crocodile.
Oh, we went through a nature refuge, and there were gators everywhere.
There was over like 1,000 gators there. They said
like 100 or something, but gators everywhere.
Yeah, we were close too. They could get to us. Like there was no protection in between us and them.
We also saw an otter.
And the otter is scary. Otters can kill gators. This is where we found it out.
We've talked about this a few times on the podcast. Anyway, no, Pseudo had to deal with it as soon as we crossed, when we were on our travels for Pseudo on the Move. As soon as we crossed into Louisiana, every time I saw a body of water next to us, I was like, "Here, gator, gator."
That's a season finale too.
Gator, gator. I did it so much. I have an obsession. Sharks, alligators, crocodiles, love them.
By the way,
predators in general.
Deep cut. That's in the season finale this year.
Oh.
Yeah. Not going to tell you how many episodes, but it's in the last one.
Anyway, so this girl's a badass, but her idea doesn't really need to be implemented. Just my opinion, this idea is not needed because all it's going to bring forward are the sick puppies who want to watch a shark attack, i.e. the voice in the back of the room. Puppies. Yes. I.e. the voice in the back of the room is a sick puppy who would watch the shark attack.
Sick
puppy.
Well, guys, like, subscribe, share, and tell us what's your shark story.
And your shark story.
Well, so, moving on to our next question. We could continue on the kid front, or we could continue on the marine life front.
Let's go on the kid front.
Yeah.
Okay, I just realized I have themes. I don't know. Okay, so there was a foster parent who has fostered over 200 children, and she was recently arrested for neglect and abuse.
I mean, how many kids did it take for them to realize?
What do you... Hold on.
She's out here Dewey Coxing it.
Yeah. Well, what do you think happened that finally led her to being caught?
They finally got receipt of how many kids she's adopted.
She hasn't adopted. She fostered. The system knows how many kids you foster.
How many was she fostering at one time?
Well, she was fostering one when she got arrested, but not the one that she was arrested about.
All right. Is this Eminem's mom?
No.
Wait a minute. I didn't understand this. She got arrested.
The woman's 70. She has fostered over 200 children.
Okay.
She got arrested for child abuse, neglect. And I said, but she's fostered over 200 children. It's not at one time. Like, it doesn't, people foster, kids are in and out of foster homes.
Oh, I know how it works.
Okay. What do you think happened that she finally got caught? Because she got caught and then kids she previously fostered started to come forward about things she's done. But she hadn't been caught before this. I want to see if you guys could guess. I really want to see if you could guess. It's a 70-year-old woman who got arrested, by the way.
For beating him with a switch.
Darkflow said a rebellious teenager. The person did not like the teenager's behavior. I will say that, Darkflow.
Beating him with a switch.
Did not beat him with a switch.
She locked them up in the basement and didn't feed them for a week.
I know somebody where that's happened to them, but no. This, do you guys want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to guess it.
Yeah.
You're going way too normal.
Wait. She started a fighting ring with them.
No,
and the police...
we already talked about a fight ring with kids before.
You know the only rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Were they boys or girls?
The teenager was a girl.
She would fornicate with them.
The 70-year-old woman did not fornicate with her. No.
Okay. Should watch them fornicate.
No, you're going normal here.
This is normal?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
no.
you gotta tell me what this says.
That's
Yeah,
my
'cause-
point. Listen, sexual abuse is so unfortunately common in foster homes. I'm just saying, when you're making guesses, you're going too normal with like what you think it would be.
I don't
You're
know.
never going to guess it. Then you have to start to get into the bizarre.
Okay, feeding odd foods, but putting stuff in the food and giving to
Feeding
the
off food,
kids.
putting stuff in the food. I mean, Dark Flow Media did say her bad cooking.
I didn't even see that.
No. I will tell you guys what it was. This foster mom was charged with abuse when authorities investigated whether, and she was arrested for abuse and neglect, while authorities are investigating whether she traded the girl for a monkey.
What?
Oh, she would trade the kids for monkeys.
Not kids. This is one kid.
Oh.
Foster systems track these kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go run away and be runaways, and then it's complicated. But no. So this was a foster mother in Missouri. This one's for you, Trippy, out in Missouri.
Missouri.
And she traded a foster daughter to someone in Texas for a monkey.
Damn.
Oh,
This is some Joe Exotic shit right here.
yeah, this is.
Apparently, this was a friend in Texas, and they had bonded over like their love of exotic animals. When the police went to her house, apparently she already had like 25 monkeys there or something. Like that.
What happened to the other kids?
That is
So the girl
bizarre.
said she was not subjected to forced labor or sexual abuse, although the living conditions were unsanitary and inadequately supervised. That's what the girl said about Texas.
Wow.
She
Monkeys.
said the woman she was staying with in Texas worked out of town and would leave her for days at a time to take care of her exotic animals. So pretty much, this teenager would act up. Like, this woman got rid of her clothes, would punish her in all these ways, and finally was like, I can't take it anymore, and mentioned to this friend in Texas who she bonded with over exotic animals, here, you take her for a while, just send me a monkey. Right? And the woman who sent her a monkey and then used the girl to care for all of her exotic animals while she was away for work.
You know what?
Oh my god.
The next time I see a kid acting up, I'm just going to look at him and be like, you're lucky. You could be working the exotic monkey farm while I have a monkey.
So they said they're treating it seriously because, like, it would be a human trafficking case. Like, she wasn't sexually abused, but that is, like, indentured servitude.
It's not
It
indentured.
is like, I am trafficking you to be somebody's, like, teenage exotic animals zoology slave.
Yeah, I think both sides are... They did slavery.
There are 2 witnesses who said who came forward saying they were asked to take the girl to Texas and return with the monkey.
Okay.
That's true, Dark Flow. Monkeys cannot. Actually, they can talk back. There's been a gorilla that actually was trained to talk. So.
No. No. No, we all know you don't teach monkeys to speak. We've seen Planet of the Apes. How
There
many
is a
times
The
you
girl
do
told
not do
authorities that
this?
she was beaten with wood trim shoes and a paddle in the
wow.
woman's care in Missouri. And she said she tried to tell people what was happening, but no one would believe her.
Wow.
I still don't believe her.
So she said in Texas the living conditions were unsanitary. But here's my thing. Do I want to live in Missouri with the woman who's beating me and giving my clothes away as punishment? Or do I want to live in Texas where, okay, it's not the cleanest, but like, I'm rather unsupervised, but I'm not being beaten. I just have to take care of all these cool exotic animals. I don't know. I'd rather hang out with the exotic animals.
Yeah. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe I'll get a Happy Meal at the end.
Are you talking about... You talking about having sex with a child that you traded for a monkey?
No.
Oh. So you sick,
Why did your mind
sick,
go there?
sick man, JR.
Can we delete that off the podcast?
Yeah, we can. Oh, look, I'm just saying because
funny.
she was saying that I rather take care of the monkeys than
Yeah.
the other option. Does that mean I get a prize, like a maybe better food, Happy Meal, something for
To
taking
me,
care?
the
That's what I
prize is
meant.
I'm not getting beaten.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, that too.
Anyway, so, I mean, this girl, imagine when you're older, like, when you're, like, aged out of the system, you're, like, living life, and people are like, oh, how was foster care? It was terrible. What's the worst thing that happened to you? Oh, I was trafficked. Oh, like, sex trafficked? No, I was traded for a monkey. This woman
It's
thought I was
terrible.
so awful, she said I'd rather have a monkey.
At least it wasn't a baboon.
Oh, good point.
Does this monkey throw shit?
I don't know. But, Dark Flow said monkey can't talk back, and then he said sign language.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. You didn't clean my cage.
What do they do? What do
Itch.
the monkeys do? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that? Yeah. Bullshit.
So what do you think, Stevie?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard her in a while.
She probably fell asleep.
She might have.
Oh.
We put people to sleep. This is the way we work. Get down with your bad
Anyway,
self.
that was my last child-related question of the episode, I promise.
Well, do you want to close?
No, I have 3 other questions. It's up to you guys.
Let's close it out a little early tonight. Let's take this one easy. It's late.
Okay, cool. My other questions are pretty cool. I'll save them for next week if you want.
Yes, save them for
Yeah.
next week.
There are 3 really weird ones. Strap in.
I'm excited.
I didn't get to the weird ones.
Okay.
JR, I gotta get my mic stand fixed.
Well, what happened?
It fell out of the clamp. It was clamped over here mid-episode.
Uh-huh.
It fell out the clamp.
No, I think he
Oh.
just kept adjusting it and playing with it, and then it fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
Yeah. I like touching things. Like my mic.
Hand me the mic. What's that song? Not Logic.
No, it's
Drop the mic.
Lupe.
Lupe.
Hand me the mic.
Hand me the
mic. Timbuktu Day.
Timbuktu Day. Ah, of course I know that's Lupe. That's my favorite Lupe song.
Timbuktu Day. By the way, go check out Lupe Fiasco. Got some good music.
Anyway, so moral of the story is
Like, subscribe, and share with your mother and
make
family.
sure the embryos going into your uterus are your embryos.
And not
Any
mine.
Foster children, don't trade them for monkeys. Make sure if you're pregnant you get your 20 hours time. Don't let your kids go in the water with sharks unless you want to watch them get eaten on an alert system.
And the voice in the back of the room has a thing against Midwest cooking.
I've been,
Also-
I've been complaining about it for a while now, but he's definitely heard about it this week. This week I've been quite extra about it, I will say.
Also, don't forget, you can fart 1 week in advance when you get with someone.
Also,
1
Suda.
week in advance. I like that. How sick can you fart when you start dating someone a week before? I like
Also,
it.
Pseudo farted on this podcast tonight.
Yes, you did.
He broke
know.
the barrier. Be prepared.
MK heard.
Ew, gross.
Anyway, like, subscribe, comment below. We want to hear your opinions, thoughts, feedback. I hiccuped on the show.
Also, if you made it to the end, comment your favorite drink of the week. It could be brandy. It could be gin and tonic. Comment your favorite drink down below.
When JR walked away and we did the standard JR walked away, what are we watching this week? I watched The Residence on Netflix. I binge watched it. I don't binge watch shows, so if you like fun comedy, like detective type murder mysteries, I liked it. Anyway.
Yep.
And I saw Twister, the new version.
Oh, it's
That was
pretty
fun.
good.
We liked that
It's
one.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Twisters.
Well,
Twisters.
I like natural disaster movies, so
Yeah.
natural disasters and shark attacks.
We saw Twisters live a couple weeks ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, we hid in our bathroom.
Westy just joined and said sharks aren't a risk. Exactly. That's my whole point. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Peace out, little Cub Scout.
Peace out, peeps.
Good night. Subscribe, and we'll catch you next week.
When's it too soon to burp in a relationship?